Happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Welcome into the Hog Hoop Report with Kevin McPherson. That's Kevin McPherson. I'm Evan Kamiko. Kevin, good to see you as always. Good to be with you here. Let's jump right into it. Some big recruits coming out for Arkansas this weekend, and DJ Wagner, he was here on campus. I believe he was at the baseball game too. What do you have on his visit and how that is going?
Well, I think this is the next domino. Arkansas sitting at 7 commitments, signees actually under John Calipari. That's not only your 7 signees, but that's all your roster because Arkansas came in with a goose egg. And I think DJ Wagner, the Kentucky transfer, will be Arkansas's third commitment / signee from Kentucky and get him to 8 with 5 more roster spots to go. We'll see what Calipari does there. He said some interesting things in an interview earlier in the week about sticking 8 or 9. I don't know if you can survive in college basketball when you look at injuries, foul trouble, illness, anything else that comes up to deplete your roster. But boy, I love the 7 already on board. And DJ Wagner, 6'3" point guard, McDonald's All-American in 2023, 10 points, nearly 3.5 assists, better than 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio last season as a freshman at Kentucky. A loaded backcourt, multiple Wildcats this coming week in the NBA Draft Combine. He was dealing with a high ankle sprain. It affected his shooting efficiency, just under 30% from 3. But a guy that torched Arkansas in Lexington late in the year in March, 19 points, 4 or 5 from 3. He was feeling good that day. But I think this will be a tremendous pickup because it's a guy with a 1-year experience, again, a 2023 McDonald's All-American, top 10 5-star, with a 1 year of college experience, and you combine him with the talented Boogie Flynn, 2024 McDonald's All-American, top 15 5-star. Now you've got a 1-2 punch in that combo guard, lead guard role that really gives Arkansas, I think, enough depth there. In tandem with a guy like Nelly Davis out of FAU, who's off the board to Arkansas, the number 1 portal prospect, I think he can help in certain situations carrying you at that one spot. So I think this will be not just a depth piece, but maybe very likely Arkansas starter. I do think his commitment will become public sooner rather than later. Has already visited Southern Cal and Eric Musselman. And also there's talk that he may be considering a visit to Florida. I had a source tell me over the weekend that maybe Auburn had been in the mix for him. It was really under the radar. We'll see what happens, but I think DJ Wagner is going to be the 8th pop. Calipari's had 4 Mondays, every single Monday after his Wednesday announcement. We could kind of use that as a marker. A Wednesday announcement is new head hog in Bud Walton Arena. Ever since then, every single Monday, 4 in a row, he's had a commitment go public. We'll see if it's on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. See if it happens sometime today, maybe tomorrow on Monday, to keep that precedent going. And you mentioned Arkansas had 2 visitors, another point guard, class of 2025, top 5 rated 5-star Darius Acuff Jr. out of IMG Academy by way of Detroit. Visit should be wrapping up sometime today. Another big-time player. And you look at the 2025 class, no, it doesn't impact this roster, but that early signing period's in November. This young man has a who's who of big-time offers. Arkansas gets a visit. Keep an eye on that because we know John Calipari, I say it all the time, let's repeat it, the best to ever do it in recruiting. He loves to load up on the 5-star guys, show him how he gets it done with the one-and-done process. Darius Acuff Jr. could be his first high school prospect that he didn't bring with him from Kentucky signed class that he got on campus first at Arkansas. Let's see. It may take a while, but let's see how that one plays out.
Absolutely. Only time will tell. And I want to jump back really quickly before we go to a point that you made about this depth in this roster right now. We know Cal's going to take anywhere from 8 to 10 guys. Is that sustainable? Is that something that, we should really keep an eye on of the depth of this team and the roster itself that John Calipari is going to build here at Arkansas?
This guy's a living legend. He's been in the Naismith Hall of Fame for a decade, and he's still going. He's 65. He looks 55. There's not much wrong that he does in terms of building a roster. Here's what I will say. Take that out of the equation if you can. It's just very difficult to get through practices and get through a season. And we see it all the time. We saw it on Arkansas team just last year with injuries. And Arkansas wasn't the only team dealing with it. Injuries, illness, foul trouble. When you only have 8 or 9, maybe 10, that might mean you only have 1 or 2 at given positions because you have 5 positions on the court. And so you're just one problem away from not having enough depth and things really changing the dynamics of how you wanted to do things in terms of your rotations, how many minutes guys get, how to keep guys fresh. So I think no matter how good and brilliant you are, there are some things to me that just come down to numbers. So my opinion is I don't think it's sustainable, but again, a living legend could very well prove me wrong, in which case I have to come back, head down, tail between my legs, and say, you know what? I was wrong about that. He did it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something to, as we continue to see how Calipari builds his roster, it's something to continue to keep an eye on. Already a lot of good names coming here to Arkansas. And slowly and surely, the Razorbacks just keep climbing in people's preseason standings, even though we're, barely into May. Kevin, anything else before we go?
Well, I think the next one, I think Arkansas, if it's DJ Wagner truly is 8, I think to get to 9, Arkansas needs another frontline piece. And there's some really good names out there. South Florida transfer, 6'10" forward, Kason Pryor. Coleman Hawkins in Illinois, who's in the NBA draft combine, still in that draft process this week. Let's see about that, Arkansas. But I've got a couple of sources say Arkansas's in really good shape with Pryor. Coleman Hawkins been reported. Arkansas very well could be in the running there toward the end. There's some other names out there, but I think Arkansas needs a versatile 4 type that can hit the glass, get on that glass, but that can play on the floor at the same time with guys like Jonas Adu and Big Z at the 5 spots. So I look for, if Arkansas does round it out 8, 9, then you're going back to your front line for that 9th commitment.
And Coleman Hawkins, a really interesting name, because all the Big Ten was like, oh, this guy's in the transfer portal. And Coleman was like, don't worry, like, I'm still going to the NBA. Everybody, like, let's take a breath. Let's calm down. But Kevin, that is awesome. So that is something, again, to keep an eye on. As always, happy Mother's Day to you, your family, and it's been fun. Anything else? Like I said, last final things before we go.
Not really, other than I'm intrigued by these Pro Hogs in the Dallas Oklahoma City series. Dallas 2-1 has won the last 2 games. The series is still in Dallas for Game 4 on Monday. But you got Isaiah Joe, Jalen Williams, and Daniel Gafford. All 3 of those are factoring big into this series. Not only in production, but the minutes and roles that they have to see the pro. And it's the Western Conference semi. So you're talking about guys that are having success. Jordan Walsh made his playoff debut with Boston against Cleveland the other night. And it was a Cleveland runaway in Boston. For whatever reason, the Celtics had the best record in the league, but not always great at home, especially in the playoffs. But they find a way to roll and get wins on the road. But, I think that series was even at 1, and Jordan Walsh got in the end. Scored his only field goal attempt on a nice baseline drive and reverse layup. So Jordan Walsh clocking that first NBA playoff run as a rookie.
Yeah, Celtics fun to watch, and that Oklahoma City and Dallas series also fun to watch. Kevin, thank you so much. That's going to do it for this Mother's Day edition of the Hogs Hoop Report. For Kevin McPherson, I'm Evan Kamko. We'll see you all next Sunday.